I see a lot of comments about Sister Agnes Sasagawa's body being donated to medical science, that this is something that she wanted to do. And some people saying, oh, it's not right that you donate your body to medical sciences. This is a very moral and laudable thing for somebody to do. And it is something that is badly needed. And I just wanted to relate an experience that I had 20 years ago. When I lived in Mexico, as Legions of Christ, we had still there a university called the Anáhuac, and they had a medical school. And I remember going on a tour of the medical school it was the Anáhuac of the North, the North campus in Mexico City, going on a tour of the medical school, and they brought us into one of the classrooms where students would learn about medicine. And one of the classrooms was, 20 or so type of baths with formaldehyde with bodies in them. And I remember them opening one and saying, well, this is one of the bodies that the students would practice on, right? And it's always better for students to start practicing on a dead body than a live body, because if you mess up on a dead body, you're not going to face a lawsuit. I mean, it's part and parcel of becoming a doctor that you need to practice medicine. You need to know the anatomy of a person, so on and so forth. I'm not a medical expert, but I do know that that's what's needed. What happens then after a few months of the body being used in a medical school, or could be a scientific experiment or whatever, the remains of that person's return to the family. So usually what you'll stipulate is, I want my body donated to science, and a Catholic will probably say, well, look, when you're finished, after X number of time, please have it buried in such and such a location, right? So you make arrangements for this. Some people who are not Catholic will just say, just cremate me and sprinkle my ashes, whatever. But a Catholic would usually make arrangements for the body to be then buried. And these schools, these medical universities, they're very respectful of the bodies that are given for teaching, for science. And it's badly needed, and it's a very good action for you to do, to give your body to science. Otherwise, how do doctors get trained? How do surgeons get trained? How do medical students get trained? Wouldn't it be a terrible thing that the first time you actually operate on a body is a live body, and you haven't had the opportunity to work with a body before that? It's part and parcel of medical training, and it's badly needed. And I just thought Sister Agnes, she made a wonderful gesture to give her body to science. I don't know why Catholics would even question her motives for this. And as I said, the universities then they make arrangements for these bodies to be properly buried afterwards. They're not just thrown away or cremated or stuff like that. So it'll be fascinating, because Sister Agnes, in years to come, she will be a saint. There's no doubt about it. She will be a canonized saint in the church, in my opinion. So somebody has a relic. Somebody is actually going to be using her relics now. Her relics are actually going to be used to advance some medical students' careers. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing, but it's a very good thing to do, and it's perfectly in line with our faith. What is it? Just non-Catholics that can donate their body to science and Catholics can't? Is it just non-Catholic students that can study the anatomy of bodies and be able to do incisions and dissections and so on and so forth, and autopsies? Is it just non-Catholics can do this? I just wanted to put that in context in case people didn't know, because there's nothing against our faith in giving, as Catholics, there's nothing against the Catholic faith in giving your body to science. They'll keep it for a certain number of months, then it'll be returned, it'll be buried properly, and it's perfectly fine. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.